Hello, everybody, and welcome to DRL TV. I'm your host tonight, James Pandoff. With me is Brad Fosnar, and we are live for the Charlotte 225 in the Dynasty Racing League Grand National Series. Currently underway with qualifying, about a minute in. Looking at the practice boards, you saw the times listed, Rod. Who do you have your eye on tonight? Who do you think might be able to come home and take the checkered flag here at Charlotte?
Well, the way the season has panned out so far, I don't think you can overlook Kevin Dick at all. I mean, he's the third fastest on the practice board. He's got one or two wins under his belt so far this season, and with Eric Wolf not here tonight, usually his strongest competitor, I got to go with Kevin Dick. There's no other.
Yeah, I agree. I already got one win on the season. A second win will definitely solidify him into the playoffs at the end of this season as he's coming on the track to do his qualifying attempt. Got 150 laps tonight. Got a lot to look forward to as a few drivers have posted lap times. Currently fastest is the 6th assistant David Lindahl with the 30.933. I'm sure that'll change. We'll see if he'll be able to improve on his second lap at all. One thing to note is starting tonight till the final race of the regular season, many truck drivers you'll be able to see compete, given their talent, a showcase against these Grand National drivers and see what they can do, as many of them look to move up to the Grand National Series starting in the 2021 season. Zach Werstein had the fastest lap, just got taken by the 10 of Kevin Dick. We'll see if Zach can improve his second lap time coming off of turn number 4 to the start-finish line.
He does.
He does. Back to the top with a 30.696. We'll see if Kevin's able to overtake once again as he's crossing the start-finish line. And he does not. So Zach Werstein in 25 making his 2020 season debut. Currently on pole. We'll see if anybody else can knock him off. Seeing Siderius Jackson in the 85 car. He's coming on the track to attempt his qualifying run. We'll go on board with him and see just how you drive Charlotte Motor Speedway. As you hear him throttle in and out a little bit, coming off of turn number 4 to start his lap number 1. Going down into 1 from right up against the wall all the way down to that blue and white line. Gonna hug it all the way around and come out to the outside wall down the back straightaway. And down into turn 3, you want to hug back down to that blue and white line. Hurt him off the throttle for a little bit, right back onto it. Coming off of turn number 4 and to the start-finish line. And he sets a lap time of 30.983, currently 13th. We'll see if he'll be able to get himself inside the top 10. 45 seconds remain in qualifying. Zach Wetson in the 25 currently on top with a few drivers remaining to attempt qualifying.
What we may see here tonight also is the infield at Charlotte is not grass, even though it's green. It's a painted green surface, and you may see several cars dipping their left wheels below that double white, white and blue line there into into the quad oval, if you will, and still maintaining some level of traction.
As we saw, a few drivers going to start in the back. Thomas Harmon being one of them. Matthew Kleinsman was not able to set a lap time. He'll be starting 23rd. So it looks like the 25, Zach Westheim making his 2020 season debut, will be tonight's pole sitter. Let's see if we'll be able to grab him for a quick interview. Hey Zach, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yep, got a copy.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say welcome back to Dynasty Racing League. We know you had a bit of a hiatus, but it's great to see you back on the track. And what a way to make your return, starting on the pole for tonight's Grand National Series race at Charlotte.
Yeah, man. Missed racing in the league. It was a lot of fun. So to return, it's awesome. And not a familiar face in here with Eric Wolf, but definitely very happy to get the pole and see how the race goes.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of new faces. I'm sure you'll be acquainting with them throughout the race. You got several drivers in the field who are looking fast. Got Kevin Dick. He'll be starting right behind you in third place. He's the driver to look out for. As this race progresses, how do you expect this track to change going from afternoon to late afternoon?
I mean, it'll cool down, I would imagine, and allow these cars to drive a little bit better. With more heat, these tires get really tight if you burn that right front off. So I'm looking for a lot of people maybe to just save early on and try to save those tires for the long run.
Absolutely. And Rod, do you have anything for Zach before we let him go?
No, just welcome back, Zach.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty, Zach. Good luck out there. Hopefully, we talk to you at the end of this one.
All right, see you guys.
That's posted Zach Westein's pace car rolls off as you go through the rest of the starting grid. Rounding out the top 10 is the 36 of J.W. Miller and David Lindahl in the 66. Jordan Berry and Dustin Musil make up row number 6. Cydarius Jackson 13th, Patrick Calgill in 44 begins 14th. Ted Emenheiser and Brett Kincott 15th and 16th. Cody Gasky and Mike Springer 17th, 18th. Rounding out the top 20 will be Mike Lemon in the 38, Matt Burgess in the 67. Dakota Wilkins and Thomas Harmon make up the 11th row. And then you have Matt Kleinsmith and Richard Springer making up the last row in tonight's event. 24 cars taking the field. Pace cars entering turn number 3. We're going to get ready to go racing.
Yeah, keep an eye on that 68 Thomas Harmon to come up through the field.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't set a qualifying lap. I guess he wants to see what these truck drivers got as he'll start in the back. Got a long race ahead of him. Pace car coming off a Ford, ducking to pit lane, and Zach Westein will lead him off to green. And we are green at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Great restart there by the 25. As he leads him down in turn number 1, the 10 of Kevin Dick now in possession of second. As well as the 81 of Connor Lane. They're all able to get around Jarrett Rogers, who started on the outside pole. He's now down to 4th. Majority of this field single filed out early, as Zach Westein will lead the first lap. Everybody,
yeah, be single file all the way back past 10th position.
Yeah, everybody taking it nice and easy here. Nobody really putting on much pressure as the whole field has now single filed out. Going to the battle for second, Connor Lane in the 81 gets his nose to the inside of that 10 car. He's going to be side by side with him at the line. And he might be able to secure second as they head down into turn number 1.
And Kevin Dick is just going to let them by. He may be able to power by on the outside and stay ahead of the, I believe that's the 97, Jarrett Rogers.
Yeah, Jarrett Rogers has a bit of a paint scheme issue where it shows him as the 2, but in Dynasty Racing League he is scored as the number 97. We'll have that addressed for the next race. Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to the inside. on board with J.W. Miller. He started in the 9th position. Currently up 2. He's in 7th. So it looks like we have a bit of a 2-car breakaway forming, the 81 and the 25. Gap in the 3rd place driver, Kevin Dick.
Looks like Rogers is going to go to the inside of Kevin Dick and maybe try. He's going to try to get that 3rd spot away.
Almost making contact. A great save there by the 97. As they still battle it out. Looks like he's finally able to get around him. As we go back in the pack a little bit, we have Brent Pincott in the 4 and the 59 of Matthew Kleinsman battling it out. Kleinsman able to get around Pincott. That's for the 18th position.
And there's Harmon already right behind Kincott.
Looking at lap times, Harmon's keeping a pretty good pace, about a 10th fastest in that set of drivers around him. As Westside continues to pull away, he's now gapping the 81. 2nd place, Connor Lane, over half a second now to 2nd place. Kevin Dick continues to fall back. David Lindahl able to get around him for 7th. Cedric Jackson to the inside of Jordan Berry. Gonna make that pass. Patrick Cowgill might have an opportunity as well. That'll be for the 11th position. Thomas Herman got around Kincott. He's now getting around Cody Gatsky. Gatsky dropping way back. Multiple people getting around him. Might have issues on that 27 machine. Going back up to the top 5, J.W. Miller gets around Jay Rogers. Has a sight on Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Gonna look down into turn 3. He has his nose under him. Butcher Benjamin way high up the racetrack. Ooh, Lindahl caught a bit of the apron there. He's able to catch it in the middle of the corner. On to lap number 15. So far, so good early on. Any drivers catch your eye in particular early, Rod?
I've been watching Harmon quite a bit. He's moved up 6 spots, and he's already up to spot 16, and he's right on the back bumper of Jordan Berry, and he just drove underneath Musil, and he's right on the back bumper right now of Mike Lemon, that is, and actually driving around Mike Lemon. So Harmon is on the move.
Yeah, 2 spots, about half the track. He's now up to 13th, a great power move there by the 68. Checking back in on our race leader, Connor Lane has brought it back to within half a second, but it's been Zach Westline this whole time.
Got a wreck on the backstretch, Harmon.
Oh, big damage for the 68, and Patrick Cowgill of the 44 also involved.
Yeah, Cowgill into the wall and collected Harmon with him.
Let's see if we can go on board with Patrick Cowgill coming off of turn number 2. Just ran out of racetrack. Tried to collect it. Couldn't quite happen. Thomas Harmon just nowhere to go. Go on board with Thomas Harmon. So unfortunate. We were just talking about how strong his car has been and how much of a gain he's been making on the field. As you can see him, he goes low, thinking he'll be able to get by the 44, and Patrick Cowgill just cuts left, and significant damage for the 68.
Oh yeah, hard impact on the inside wall.
Pit lane is open for the race leader. Zach Westline brings him down. Looks like one driver stayed out, Mike Springer. I'm not sure if he's going to stay out there or if he just wanted the bonus points for leading a lap.
And Springer's not sporting his normal flat black paint this week either.
That is true. Debuting new colors. A nice yellow and orange paint scheme. Let's see if we can see who's on the hood of that. Stacker 2. Looks like Zach was the first one off of pit lane. Kind of lane behind him. And then the 42 of David Wright moving up a position.
And Springer will come down.
a good opening green flag run for the Grand National Series drivers. 20 laps will be complete at the line. Should have the 1 to go signal. Both Patrick Cargill and Thomas Harmon have been on pit road for an extensive amount of time. Harmon is actually rolling now. He's currently 1 lap down. But a lot of damage you see there. The whole nose torn off. And back bumper completely wiped off.
Yeah, that was, excuse me, that was a really hard hit for Harmon.
Another notable making their 2020 season debut in Dynasty Racing League is the 5 of Caden Honeycutt. Hadn't really seen him much this season. Glad to see that he's back, as he too has a number issue. We'll have to get that addressed for the next race.
Yeah, we have Honeycutt in the number 46 Superflow Lumina. Lights are off on the pace car.
And green flag is back out. A bit of a stack up on both the inside and the outside lane, but looks like...
Yeah, we got a spin.
Looks like the 59 possibly? No. Not quite sure who that was. But we stay green. As Connor Lane has taken the lead from the 25.
That was Austin Collins.
Connor Lane leads his first lap. Let's see if we can take a look back. As you see, a bit of a stack up there. David Lindahl gets involved, as well as Mike Lemon at 38. Going back to the battle for the lead. Connor Lane begins to pull away. Zach Weston second. David Wright in third.
Oh, it looks like he just spun his tires.
So we have Jerry Rogers looking to the inside of David Wright for third. As he's able to clear him. Sidarius Jackson in the mix, right behind J.W. Miller. Oh, must have had a big bobble there by the 81. He's way up the track. This 25 gets around. The 97 gonna get around him.
Oh, David Wright with a little bump in the bumper.
Let's see if we can see what happened. Looks like it was off of turn number 4. As you see it, when he crossed the start finish line, the 25 was all over him. Must have gotten a little bit loose, maybe inside the wall. Let's see if we can get a closer look. Yeah, you can see right front damage on that 81. Not what he was hoping for.
And that definitely appears to be slowing him down a little bit.
Yeah, stuck in that outside lane, getting picked off one by one. Not quite able to find that gap as J.W. Miller now looks to his inside. And battle for the lead. Jerry Rogers takes it away. New leader, 97. David Wright gets to the inside.
We're just shy of 30 laps into this, and these guys have decided to start getting racy.
Yeah, a lot different look compared to the first green flag stint we had. As Zach Weststein now getting freight trained as everyone passing him on the inside line, dropping him to now outside the top 5.
Our original leaders that were pulling away are now running 5th and 7th.
Derek able to get around David Wright. He'll now be in second. J.W. Miller looking to take third away. Connor Lane looks like he's able to rebound a bit. He's in 4th after making that contact with the wall. J.W. Miller to the inside. Looking to take second. And he will. Ooh, almost contact with the 81. They were close coming off of turn number 2. You see Kleinsman get a nose to the inside of the 42. Oh, they touch. David Wright able to catch it. What a save there by the 42.
Yeah, Kleinschmidt gets into the left rear of Wright's car, and the Wright actually comes down a bit and gets into the right rear of Sidarius Jackson. So he was pinballing all over the place. It was a nice save by Dave.
Connor Lane once again inside wall. And there's more trouble behind him.
Yeah, there's a big crash.
So it looks like Caden Honeycutt is disconnected, being involved in that wreck.
Yeah, Honeycutt's already taken it to the garage. Connor Lane's taking it to the garage.
Let's see if we can see what happened. Looks like the 42 had a checkup.
I got the 81 of Connor Lane hitting the wall first.
Oh, Jordan Baird gets into the 42, causes a stack up. Dustin Musil into the 42, the 4 and the 5. We'll watch this from Dustin Musil's point of view. As you see right in front of them, Barry slides up into the 42, gets him sideways. David Wright catches it. but nowhere for the 22, the 4, the 5 to go. And that's what brings out the second caution of the night. As we'll be able to watch this race off pit lane. Jarrett Rogers, J.W. Miller, Kevin Dick, Thaddeus Jackson, Matthew Kleinsmith. Another driver staying out is Matt Burgess. We'll see if he's doing the Mike Springer strategy and just getting lap-led points bonus, as he's the only one that stayed out.
And even though the 4 was involved in that incident, King Cott doesn't appear to have any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. His car looks pretty spotless. Pretty lucky on his end. And Burgess does come down to pit, as well as the 44 of Patrick Cargill. As Thomas Harmon continues to get repairs done to his machine. He is scored back on the lead lap. Only driver on track a lap down would be the 44 Patrick Cargill. Caden Honeycutt and Connor Lane have both taken it to the garage. As they file back up, Jarrett Rogers selecting the inside line. Green flag is back out. Great restart there by J.W. Miller. He's able to hang on tough alongside the 97 of Jarrett Rogers.
Let's see if you get a run down the backstretch from that outside line.
Ooh, 97 got very loose all the way below the apron.
Yeah, he'd fall on the way back now. He's just going to tuck in away at the end of the line behind Harmon.
Very significant problem for the 97. He's all the way back. And that pushed J.W. Miller to the lead. Kevin Dirk at second. How about Siderius Jackson and Matthew Kleinsman, third and fourth at the moment, with Mike Lemon rounding out the top five. For the lead.
I think it was Kevin Dick at the line.
Yeah, that was very close to call. I believe Kevin Dick got that lap led as he now edges out in front down the backstretch. But J.W. Miller hanging tough on that outside line. Looks like Kevin Dick will clear him. Siderius Jackson now going to have a run at second. Jackson takes second. Kleinsman, he wants third. Looks like he'll get it. Seems to be a common theme. If you get stuck to the outside, you're going to drop a few positions at least. Seen that happen multiple times so far tonight. And we'll see if Siderius Jackson will be able to chase down the 10 of Kevin Dick as we're nearing lap number 50 of this one. Jackson with a huge run off of turn number 4. Not quite able to get his nose under him just yet. J.W. Miller able to get inside of Kleinsman. He wants third place back. He might be able to get second as Siderius Jackson tried to throw on a block. He was successful in doing so. And Kleinsman are going to drop back as Westseen now has his nose to the inside for fourth. Kevin Dick doing a great job holding off Sadeus Jackson. As J.W. Miller now to the inside for second.
I kind of want to think if the 25 of Wetstein can clear, you know, Sidarius and J.W. Miller, he may have something for Kevin Dick.
As you see, Miller's able to clear the 85, Westside to the inside for third. And there's the gap to the lead, about a quarter of a second. As Miller closes rapidly. $100 laps to go, make that 99 laps to go for the Dynasty Racing League Grand National Series. Charlotte 225, Kevin Dick your leader, J.W. Miller second, Zach Westheim third, Sidarius Jackson is fourth, and Mike Lemon rounds out the top five. And look who is just outside the top five, the 21 of Richard Springer making his presence known.
Lemon goes right around Sidarius.
Making it look easy as we have a battle for the lead.
It looks like our leader's going to fall all the way back to third.
Yeah, he's able to get down beneath the 25 before the 38 gets his nose there. Oh, 21 in the wall hard. We're going to stay green as he's able to keep it straight, but heavy damage. Let's see if we can see that on board with Richard Springer. This is coming off of turn number 2. Just ran out of racetrack. We've seen that a couple times tonight. He did a great job keeping it straight. And he falls all the way outside the top 15. As we go back up front, the 25 putting a lot of pressure on J.W. Miller as Kevin Dick has fallen all the way back to 5th.
King Cotton Springer just had a little bit of contact. Springer ended up on the infield briefly, but gathered it back up, and they're still racing.
As Westheim takes the lead. Mike Lemon now up to 3rd. Going for 2nd is the 38 Mike Lemon, who clipped the apron, sent him up the track. He's able to stay off of the 36. And he'll have to try again for 2nd as J.W. Miller is able to stay in front of him. I think something happened to Brent Kincott as he's being scored out of this race. Not quite sure what happened. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, I've been watching for a disconnect or something, and I haven't seen anything yet. But there it is. Throughput unacceptable.
That's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll be able to get back.
Yeah, he was currently running 7th at the time, so that's a shame for Kincott.
.60 laps complete. Zach Weston currently leading. As Kevin Dick made a pass onside, here's Jackson. Jackson now to the 5th position. Oh, and Kleinsmith into the wall. Another driver hitting that wall, coming off of turn number 2. See a bit of damage there to the right side. As Austin Collins in that 98 is going to be able to get to his inside. And probably around him.
Well, I tell you what, Kleinschmidt's is a lot different than most of the drivers. Kleinschmidt was about to enter turn 3 when he hit the wall, so I think he might have actually been swinging that out a little bit wide to the right to try and make his entry into turn 3 and just clip the wall.
Kincott back into the server. He's on pit lane. As we have a moment here, let's remind everybody that the next broadcast on DRL TV will be next Monday, June 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the Dynasty Racing League Grand National Series at Mid-Ohio for 38 laps on the 2.258-mile road course.
First road course of the season, that's going to be fun.
It sure will. I hope to be in it. We'll taking it day by day to see what happens with broadcasting. We want to bring you all the races we can on DRL TV. As Mike Lemon goes way to the inside, he has a bit of a bobble there. He's able to regather it up. Didn't lose any positions off of it. Cedric Jackson back to the inside. Battling it out for the 4th position.
Oh yeah, I just watched Lemon's incident. What happened was the 10 of Kevin Dick actually got against the backstretch wall, which seems to be a reoccurring theme here tonight, and he got into Mike Lemon a bit.
We're now 30 laps on this green flag run. Probably have pit stops. I'm guessing around maybe lap 90 or 100. I don't know if these guys will be able to make it on one stop or if they're going to need to make 2 stops to finish this race out.
Well, they've all been out on 30-plus laps at this point, so my guess would be, the way we've seen that backstretch wall bite everybody, my guess would be 2 stops, but I've been wrong several times this season as far as stops go. Wettstein and Miller out to over almost a 1.5-second lead over 3rd place Cydarius Jackson.
Yeah, those 2 drivers pulling away now. as the field is starting to fan out a bit. Austin Collins, who had that incident on that restart a little while ago, he's up to 6, a nice rebound for him.
And we'd all but forgotten about Jarrett Rogers, who had the incident on the last restart, ended up going all the way to the tail end. He's only worked his way back up to the 16th spot.
Austin Collins got around the 10 of Kevin Dick, moving him inside the top 5. One driver way off the track, the 59 Matthew Kleinsmith. Let's see if we can see what happened. As he's on the apron, he might be coming to pit lane. Looks like he will be. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. He's high through 1 and 2. Oh, something weird happened is he gets loose and then he's all the way down to the apron. Let's see if we can see that one more time from the cockpit. Maybe we can hear something.
Yeah, maybe he just decided it's time to get some tires. It's an awful early pit entrance, though, way back at the entrance to turn 3.
Yeah, not really sure what had happened.
Kleinschmidt has taken it to the garage. He's done for the evening.
Dustin Collins gets around Michael Lemon for 4th.
And Wetstein's actually pulling away from J.W. Miller now and has almost a 2-second lead on 3rd place Sidarius Jackson.
Yeah, that 25 is putting on a show. As Collins now looking to take 3rd away, and he does.
Caution on the raceway. I got Springer sideways into turn 3.
As he's having connection issues in this replay, we'll see if we can catch what happened. Oh, the 67 of Matt Burgess. We'll see if we can catch that from the 67 as String was having a bit of a connection issue through that replay. Burgess gets a huge run up on the 78, ends up losing control, swaying back and forth, and the 21 gets to the inside and clips him. As you saw, the 21 was blinking a bit there. 67 has some damage to the left rear. Not sure if it's going to hurt him entirely, but caution is out at the halfway mark of this race.
I would say more concerning for the 67 of Matt Burgess is the left front damage that he sustained.
Let's see if we can get a closer look at that. Oh yeah, heavy damage to his vehicle.
And amazingly, I just looked, Thomas Harmon has been able to remain on the lead lap through all of this. You know, all the damage he sustained, he is fast enough to remain on the lead lap.
And it is quite amazing. You can see just how much damage is on that vehicle.
Oh, he has no front clip. I mean, nothing. It's just pushing air. And that was a 35 lap stint right there, and he managed to stay on the lead.
He did regain a back bumper, so that's some good news, but that front is really torn to bits.
And with Burgess still on pit road, you've got to guess that he had some mandatory repairs that had to be made. That was a hard enough front hit. He might have had some required repairs.
Pace lights are out the field with double stack, and we'll be going back racing on lap number 80. Zach will be choosing the inside line, JW Miller to restart alongside him. In row number 2, you have Mike String in the 99. He'll be restarting 4th.
Kevin Dick starting all the way back in the 15th spot.
We'll keep an eye on him and see how he progresses through the field on this restart. As we'll go on board with Austin Collins on this restart. You can see pace car ducks off. And Zach Westein's on the gas. We are back underway.
Another nice start on the outside by J.W. Miller.
As we're, oh, heavy contact in the back. I'm not quite sure who that was. Caution is out. Let's see if we can see who that might have been. I think maybe the 31 of Jordan Berry.
I got the 42 sideways.
42, David Wright. Oh yeah, looks like Musil came down. He was not clear of David Wright. Not sure if he knew that or not. And he ends up with a lot of damage to that back bumper, and Kevin Digg actually got involved in that as well. Let's go on board with Kevin here, going through turn number 2 onto the backstretch. As he sees the car get wobbly in front of him, just absolutely nowhere to go. Not quite.
Actually, as far as Wright's concerned, the bulk of his damage is to the rear of the vehicle. The front's not too bad off.
Yeah, you see that damage there on the 10. Not sure how concerning that will be, but I'm sure it's going to impact him a bit. So, quick caution here. Several drivers decide to stay out.
Yeah, significant damage to the front of the 10. Not Harmon level damage, but it is pretty significant. Lights off on the Mustang pace car. Not much has changed up front. Zach Whetstone still in the lead. J.W. Miller in the second spot. Austin Collins third. Mike Springer fourth. David Lindahl fifth. Taylor Butcher Benjamin sixth. Sidarius Jackson seventh. Dakota Wilkins eighth. Mike Lemon ninth. And Jordan Berry rounds out the top.
Yeah, Matt Bird is still on pit lane. It's almost 700 seconds and counting. Pace goes off. Zach Westheim will lead him to the line once again. Back underway. Great restart by the 25. Austin Collins and Mike String battle it out for third. And David Lindahl now inside the top 5 on this restart.
Interesting to note with Burgess ending up, going so many laps down, having those repairs made, that's moved Brent Kincott into the lucky dog spot for a couple laps in a row, and he's now only 4 laps down. And again in a lucky dog spot. Collins looking inside of Whetstein. Collins moved into the second spot, and J.W. Miller set sail up front. Mike Springer looking to the inside of Zach Whetstein now to take over the 4th spot. He's got Sidarius Jackson right behind him to follow him through.
David Lindahl up to third.
Yeah, Springer's looked a couple times to the inside of Whetstein, but can't seem to seal the deal and finish the pass. Now we got Sidarius Jackson around Springer, moving into the 5th spot. And while all this is happening, J.W. Miller is setting sail. He's got a almost 9/10 of a second lead over 98 Austin Collins and almost a second and a half over 3rd place David Lindahl.
As we see Mike Springer in 4th, Sidarius Jackson in 5th. Everybody single filed out for the meantime. And
Jarrett Rogers has quietly moved himself back up to the 7th place after running up near the front for most of the early stages of this race. He had some issues, got shuffled back, and he's working his way back up towards the front. He's all over the back end of David Lindahl right now.
Jordan Berry also putting a lot of pressure. Ooh, big wiggle there by the 85 of Sidarius Jackson. Lindahl to the inside. It's going to be trouble for Jackson as he's going to lose his top 5 positioning.
Yeah, Sidarius into the wall out of 2, and he's going to fall all the way outside the top 10. At the front of this field, ladies and gentlemen, J.W. Miller is still just absolutely set sail. He's got a 1.3 second lead over Austin Collins and is slowly pulling away.
As you take a look, Kevin Dick currently in 14th. Cyrus Jackson is all the way back to 13th. Big trouble for him. He was in the top 5 the majority of the night. And you can see why. Look at all that damage to the right front of his car.
And Kevin Dick in that incident with David Wright several laps ago has some serious front end damage. Matter of fact, his car might even be slightly under power. It's hard to say. Sidarius into the wall out of 4 and into the infield.
Trouble continues for the 85 as that may bring out a caution. He is onto the infield grass, so we may stay green. It looks like we will.
That did not bring out a caution. But further problems for the 85 as the next car behind him is our leader, and he will, if not immediately, I would assume shortly, go a lap down.
.40 laps remain in this one. Taking a look at Mike Springer, he's currently inside the top 5. Great run for him. Started all the way back in the 18th position. Austin Collins up to 2nd, trying to chase down J.W. Miller, who's over 2nd in front.
And J.W. Miller has caught Sidarius Jackson and looks to put him a lap down now.
As pit stops begin, Taylor Butch Benjamin down for his green flag pit stop. Taking a look at pole sitters, Zach Westerling, he's currently 3rd.
Boy, watching the scoring, every time I think Austin Collins is gaining a bit on J.W. Miller, they cross the start-finish line and refresh my scoring, and Miller's just pulling farther away.
Here comes the race leader, J.W. Miller to pit lane, as well as Austin Collins and Zach Westerling. Top 3 drivers coming down to pit. Jarrett Rogers joining them.
That cycles Dakota Wilkins to the race lead. with just under 30 to go, you gotta wonder if Wilkins is thinking maybe a fuel mileage run here. I don't know what kind of mileage these cars are getting, this week, but I'm kind of shocked he is still out.
Yeah, with these fresher tires, it's not doing Dakota any good. He's probably going to have to bank on a caution at this point. And here he comes.
And he's coming.
Brent Kincott also down behind him. I believe that'll cycle Thomas Harmon to the point if he does not pit this time. Looks like he'll stay out.
That is correct. Thomas Harmon now leads this race.
He and Siderius Jackson are the only two drivers yet to pit.
Do not adjust your screens. The 68 does not have a front clip, and he's leading this race.
You can see J.W. Miller in your screen 2 seconds and closing on the race leader. J.W. Miller will become the race leader once again as we approach 25 laps to go. One notable change is the flip. What was the flip between Mike Springer and Austin Collins for position, but Austin Collins able to get around the 99 back for third, will be second once the 68 decides to pit. As J.W. Miller has taken the lead, looks like Thomas Harmon coming down to pit now. Oh, and he spins it coming in. He might have a speeding penalty if he was going a bit too fast. So J.W. Miller with a 3.5 second lead, less than 25 laps to go.
Yeah, that looks like a driver that's got his brakes bias set a little bit too steep for the damage on the car. .6-second lead for J.W. Miller with just over 20 laps left to go in this race. Boy, it's going to take a caution to bunch this field back up, I think, for anybody else to really have a shot at him, I think.
Yeah, and with a caution, it'll be interesting to see who pits and who stays out. pole sitter. Zach Weston gets around the 66 of David Lindahl to take 4th away. Lindahl, the driver with the oldest set of tires inside the top 5, he has 19 laps on his tires. If a caution should come out, I think everybody's going to come down to take tires. Everyone's over 10 laps on the tires, and tire wear is a pretty big factor. I don't see anyone really wanting to stay out. Should it happen, but these guys are all pretty spread out. I wouldn't be surprised if it stays green to the end. As JW Miller still a 3.5 second lead over the 98 of Austin Collins.
You know, looking at the timing, it looks like, you know, Wetstein's coming, but he's so far back, I don't think he's going to have time to get there.
We'll keep an eye on this battle as it progresses. Mike Springer, 3rd place. Zach Weston behind him, closing in rapidly. Cydarius Jackson has come down to pit.
Yeah, Wetstein's gaining about a tenth or 2/10 every lap on the leader, but that's nowhere near going to be enough. It looks like it's going to be enough to catch Mike Springer, though.
And he'll be able to pass him.
And even Austin Collins has cut the deficit to under 3 seconds, but that's still a little consolation when we're looking at about 15 laps to go.
Is Cody Gatsky able to get around the 42? That's David Wright for 11th. JW Miller getting around lap car, Dustin Musil. 10 laps to go. J.W. Miller hoping for no caution.
The rest of the field hoping for a caution.
That gap back over 3.5 seconds. Austin Collins does not look like he'll be able to close in unless a caution should come out. Zach Weston looks like he'll have himself a 3rd place finish. Jordan Berry is closing in on Jarrett Rogers. This would be for a top 5.
Yeah, I was just looking. That's about the only battle in the top 6, 7 cars.
Five to go. Not sure if Jordan Berry will be able to get that top 5. He'll have a few laps to do it, but the man on the move is J.W. Miller. He'll be coming to 4 to go at the line. If he's able to pull it off, this will be J.W. Miller's first win of the year.
That'll lock him into the playoffs.
This will also be his first career regular season win in Dynasty Racing League. He does have 1 win in the Winter Series. Two to go this time by. If he can make it around one more time without a caution, this race will finish on the green. Over 4 seconds is the gap. He can coast it. White flag.
Looked like Jarrett Rogers was going to have an assault by Dakota Wilkins and Jordan Berry on that 5th spot, but it appears Dakota Wilkins got a little too high, brushed the wall, and now won't be a factor. But Jordan Berry's making it awfully hard.
Coming off of turn number 4, it is J.W. Miller picking up the win. His first career win in Dynasty Racing League 2020 Grand National Series season, as Jordan Berry is not going to be able to get that 5th position. Dakota Wilkins is actually going to be able to sneak around him. Jarrett Rogers holds off the top 5.
Yeah, he drove it in really hard into 3 and washed up middle of 3 and 4 and opened the door for Dakota Wilkins.
First career Grand National Series win for J.W. Miller, first of the 2020 season. This will definitely solidify him into the playoffs, as he'll be able to burn it down here at Charlotte.
Earned it. He put on a clinic tonight.
Austin Collins finishes 2nd, and pole sitter Zach Westing will come home 3rd. Let's see if we can pull in J.W. Miller for an interview. Hey, J.W. Miller, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, a dominating performance here tonight. Congrats on your first win in the 2020 season. This will lock yourself into the playoffs. Talk to us about your night.
Yeah, it's been a rough season. We've been looking for that first win. We got that. Yeah, it's been a rough season. The intro race to the All-Star last weekend, and then this weekend we ended up having a really strong car, really doing well on the long runs. So we kind of got our wish and got a green flag pit stop, which really helped with just being able to pull away.
Yeah, pretty good race tonight. Only a couple cautions. A lot of people having trouble coming off of turn number 2, slamming into the outside wall. It looks like you were one of the few that was able to stay off of that wall the entire race.
Yeah, I had a few close calls with it. Definitely gets tight there coming out of 2. But yeah, I had to check up a few times, give out the lead a few times, but eventually, I just got into the rhythm of it, and especially with that green flag pit stop, man, I had no real pressure on me. It was 3.5 seconds back, so it's kind of just riding at that point and kind of coasted myself to victory, which is nice.
Absolutely. And next week we go to our first road course race of the season. How do you feel about road course racing?
I'm excited for that. I expect to see me up there at least in the top 5 most of the race, hopefully, barring any mistakes. But the mistakes are probably the biggest thing. There is make one mistake early on and you're going backwards. So I'm going to be trying to just have fun there and do the best that we can do.
Well, mistakes are what I do best at road courses, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's even more of a fine line between being fast and going too fast on road courses. So it's going to be interesting to see. Haven't raced this new version of the B car yet on the road courses, so I'll be doing some extensive testing probably this week to get myself.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out?
Yeah, shout out as always to you guys for putting on the broadcast. I love it. And shout out to my team, Racing Chat Racing. And that's all I got.
Alrighty, J.W. Miller. Well, congrats again on your win. This definitely takes off a lot of pressure for you for the playoffs at the end of the season, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Mid-Ohio.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. And that was our race winner, J.W. Miller. Let's see if we can pull in Austin Collins in the 98 car and see what he has to say about tonight. Hey, Austin Collins, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, you had a bit of an eventful night tonight. Started in 8th. About halfway through the race on a restart, you ended up spinning through the grass. No caution came of that, but you were able to rebound and came home with a second place finish.
Yeah, it was real embarrassing. Not gonna lie. Just ended up spinning the tire. I didn't expect it to be that loose on restarts. And teammate in front of me, I didn't want to get into him. So when I checked up off the throttle, it wasn't pretty. So, but yeah, ended up just rebounding from that. We got a good caution. And, yeah, kept her going.
Absolutely, and we know you were about 4 seconds back from J.W. Miller after those green flag pit stops. If there was a caution, a late race caution, do you think you would have had something for him?
Not at all. I was better on the longer runs. I just there at the end. I burned my stuff up on that second green flag run right there, or after the pit stops. I don't think I would have had any. He had me covered on the shorter runs. That first green flag run there, or before green flag pit stops, I started catching them there at the end of them, but kind of got stagnant about a second, I believe, and we just kind of rode there until pit stops.
Absolutely. Look like a blast out there on the track. Next week we'll be going to Mid-Ohio. Do we expect to see you on track as the Truck Series is off this week?
Not at all. I don't do right turns, especially whenever I don't have to.
Fair enough. Rod Vosno, do you have anything for Austin Collins?
No, just nice finish, Austin. Nice recovery. I thought you were pretty much done for there on, I think it was around lap 20, lap 25, somewhere in there when you spun them and spun to the infield. I thought for sure you were done for after that. So excellent, excellent recovery.
Appreciate it.
Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out before we let you go, Austin?
Yeah, shout out to you all. Put on the lead. JP, you do a great job for the broadcast too. Also, shout out to my teammate. He raced with me tonight. He would have had a better finish if he didn't have some unfortunate things happen to him. But that's about it.
All right, Austin, congrats on your second place finish. A great finish, debuting in the Grand National Series this season. And look forward to seeing you competing in both Grand National and Truck Series.
Yep.
And lastly, let's see if we can pull in third place finisher, Zach Westeen. Started on the pole tonight, coming home third. A great finish for his debut race of the season. Hey, Zach, this is the broadcast booth again. You have a copy?
Yep.
Well, tremendous debut for you. Started on the pole, came home third. A nice podium finish for you. Walk us through your race.
I mean, early on, it was going pretty well. I was able to first run maintain first, and then the second run, when people start falling off, I was able to get first back again. But that third or fourth run, I was saving tires, and I got freight trained, so I had to stop. And after Austin and JW got by me, it was just keeping third. That was kind of the point of this race for me.
Absolutely. Looked pretty clean out there for you. Were able to avoid all the wrecks. If a caution came out late, do you think you would have had something for J.W. Miller?
Yeah, I would say so. I never really had a chance at racing him, me and him racing hard. It was always, when I raced him, kind of a longer green flag run. So it definitely would have been, it's up in the air, but I mean, he just did a fantastic job at running on old tires.
Absolutely. Rod, do you have anything for Zach?
Tell you what, Zach, I personally think if you had another 25, maybe 30 laps, you were running him down there at the end. I don't know if JW was just sandbagging a little bit, taking it easy because he had such a wide cushion, but I think you might have had something for him if we had a few more laps.
Yeah, personally, I think he was just going a little bit easy. But I would like to think that I would have had a chance if there was.
Alrighty, Zach. Awesome to see you get a podium finish coming back to Dynasty Racing League. Always glad to have you. Next week we're going to Mid-Ohio. Looking forward to seeing what you can do taking both left and right-hand turns.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I appreciate it, and thanks for putting on the broadcast.
Fun's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, I haven't run the road course on any of these new cars yet, so definitely gonna be putting some practice laps in this week.
Alright, sounds good, Zach. Congrats on your top 3. Go out and celebrate. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Appreciate it. See you guys.
Thanks, Zach.
That was third place finisher, Zach Weston. Let's see if we can go over the unofficial results. We have J.W. Miller leading race high, 63 laps, winning tonight. Austin Collins second. Zach Weston, pole sitter, leading 52 laps third. Mike Springer leading 1 lap. That's all he needs for that bonus point. He comes home fourth. Jarrett Rogers, 10 laps led, rounds out the top 5. Dakota Wilkins leading 5 laps, comes home sixth. Jordan Berry 7th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, didn't really talk much about him tonight. He comes home with a nice top 10 finish in 8th. David Lindahl 9th, and Mike Lemon rounds out that top 10. 11th goes Dakota Gatsky, David Wright 12th. 13th, Dustin Musil. Kevin Dick leading 12 laps. He had a strong car but ended up in a wreck. He'll come home 14th. Thomas Harmon, 3 laps led, 15th. Cyrus Jackson 16th. Ted Emmenheiser 17th. King Cott comes home 18th. Richard Springer 19th. And Patrick Calgill rounds out the top 20. 21st goes to Matt Bridges. 22nd, Matthew Kleinsmith. Connor Lane leading 4 laps, comes home 23rd. And Caden Honeycutt will be the last car to finish in 24th. Taking a look at the point standings prior to tonight's race, you see Eric Wolf, who missed tonight. He has 6 wins on the season, currently leading the points. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Ben Izanger, Kevin Dick, Ryan Hescott, and Yellow, they all have wins on the year, and we'll be able to add J.W. Miller to that list with his win tonight. Thomas Harmon was the first driver in the points without a win. Mike Lemon and Bill Edwards rounds out the top 5 in the standings. As you see the remaining names on that list. As we stated earlier, the next race will be at Mid-Ohio for the Dynasty Racing League Grand National Series. 38 laps on that road course, Monday, June 1st, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to everybody that makes Dynasty Racing League possible. James Pandoff, owner, financial, and marketing. Thank you to the graphics and technical team of Martin Wenzel and Jordan Gonzalez. Thank you to the broadcasters, James Pandoff, David Wellborn Jr., Rod Fosner. We got to get your name on that credit. And thank you to all the special guests we've had this season. Thank you to race controllers, James Pandoff, Dakota Wilkins, Doug Lockrow, Jeremy Hebel, Mike Springer, and all the other people who have helped us out this season. And thank you to all the admins, James Pandoff, Gaddy Buckner, Martin Wenzel, and David Wellborn Jr. Well, Rod, this was a pretty good race overall. First time winner this year, J.W. Miller comes out on top. What are your highlights from tonight?
I was actually, really impressed with the way that J.W. Miller dominated the last half of this race and just basically showed everybody how it's done and just ran away from everybody else. I really had higher hopes for some of the other guys that didn't do as well. But it seems like that turn 2 wall snuck out and bit quite a few guys, and that was the deciding factor in a lot of the guys' races. I really feel for poor Thomas Harmon, but he put a lot of work in today, and he earned every bit of his 15th place finish, and that's probably why we're seeing him at in the number 2 spot in the standings without a win, is that he puts in the work race after race after race, regardless of how the race plays itself out.
Absolutely, he did a phenomenal job. He didn't give up, and that's what's gonna win you championships. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Congrats to J.W. Miller on winning tonight's event. We'll see you next week for some road course racing for the Dynasty Racing League.
One last thing before we go, I wanna to shout out to my normal partner, Mr. Wellborn, and thoughts and prayers to him and his wife, and I hope everything goes well with them in the coming days.
Absolutely. We hope to have David Warborn back in the broadcast booth, the voice of the Grand National Series. And also like to say thank you to all the men and women that serve for our country. It is Memorial Day after all, and we'd like to give a shout out to all those men and women who serve for our country.
Absolutely, second that.
Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.